13 away from 8. Good to have you with us here on the South African Morning this Friday morning. I'm Gareth Edwards, Tumelo Mototwane with you on Newslink from 9 o'clock. Now, Wits University has unveiled plans to build a 250 million rand state-of-the-art sports complex. Going to include world-class therapeutic facilities, an aquatic centre and a 44-bed residence for its elite athletes. Construction expected to be completed in the not-too-distant future. How distant is that future? Well, it's a pleasure to welcome to the show Professor Jon Patricios from the Wits Institute of Sport and Health. And Prof, good to have you with us. I appreciate the time this morning. So where are we on this timeline? Well, we would all love to come and see what this looks like. How far along are we?
Good morning, Gareth. Yes, it's a very exciting time for Wits University, and we had the groundbreaking ceremony yesterday. The plans have been drawn up, and that process will be initiated in the coming weeks and months, expected to take about 2 years to completion. And then we should have this multidisciplinary integrated sports complex ready to deliver sport and exercise medicine, not just to the university, but to the greater Johannesburg area as well.
I was about to ask you, the facilities like this, it would have been a shame to keep it only for a few elite university athletes, but I'm glad to hear it's open to the public as well. Where did the idea come from, Prof, if you can help me understand where this comes from? Because university sport is so big in our country, it's essentially the springboard, if you will, to provincial, national and international and even Olympic athletes, isn't it?
Absolutely. But Gareth, this goes well beyond sport, and it's actually meant to have an impact on health and integrating physical activity into the health of South Africans, and particularly those in the greater Johannesburg area. So the catalyst, if you want, is that sport and exercise medicine has now been recognized as a medical specialty in South Africa. And as a result of that, as a university and a faculty of health sciences, we're obliged to train specialists in sport and exercise medicine, and this will be a facility that allows us to do that. It will also allow us to teach the benefits of exercise medicine to undergraduates and postgraduates, to initiate research in the area of sport and exercise medicine, and importantly, as you've indicated, also offer clinical services. So we'll have dedicated multidisciplinary sports medicine clinics, not just for university athletes, but for a range of athletes from community level right through to elite level, hopefully stretching far beyond the Johannesburg area.
And let's move away then, if you will, Professor, allow me. So apart from the improving the general health, as you say, of Greater Johannesburg, it'll be open generally to the public. It is on the elite sports side of things as well. And obviously you're a professor in this. I mean, this has to be up there with the complexes globally. This has to be competing, I'm sure, with the international institutions that you would have seen over the years. Even though it's not built as yet, I'm sure that's what it's aspiring to be.
Absolutely. I think, anything that Wits University undertakes aspires to be world class. We have drawn inspiration from similar facilities overseas, and the global network has become accessible to universities now. So we hope to tap into and collaborate with universities nationally and internationally to make sure that the finest expertise is available to student athletes and to the greater Johannesburg community in terms of the services we deliver and also the research we conduct. So we certainly aspire to making this a high caliber institution that is recognized internationally.
And I'll leave this as a last question to you, Prof, and I kept it last deliberately. You're obviously a professor in this field as well. Apart from the athletes, apart from the general health of those in Johannesburg and Gauteng, this is also for academics, isn't it? We need to have sports scientists, physiotherapists, rehabilitative medicine, all that as well. It's not just the athletes. Athletes are only as good as their experts behind them, isn't it?
That is absolutely true. And if we can have those facilities on our doorstep, we'll hopefully be able to retain those academics and clinicians within our ranks. So we're hoping that this will be a center that attracts those people that want to develop their skills in sport and exercise medicine. As you mentioned, it's one of those fields that stretches across disciplines. So whether you're a physician or a physiotherapist or a biokineticist or a scientist, a physiologist, there will be space to do research and work in this facility.